What's up guys? If you want to get better at pistol squats, today I'm going to give you 10 progressions to master your first pistol squat. Super challenging, not only in strength with single leg, but also the big component of it. And if you fall backwards whenever you try to do a pistol squat, it's probably because your ankle dorsiflexion mobility is limited. Stick around for the video. I'll give you a step-by-step guide to progress gradually so that you can master it. What's up guys, it's Kevin Andres, owner of K-Square Fitness, and this is the YouTube channel that drives home performance, helps you move better, movement tutorials, gives you workouts, all the education to help bring out the best of you. So if you're new around here, be sure to like this video, comment down below. It helps us spread the juice, so that'll help us out to be able to help and reach more people just like you. Smash that subscribe button and let's get straight into the video. All right team, so what I'm talking about when it comes to pistol squats, if your pistol squat looks anything like this, where you're trying to go down and then you just, can't do that, it's most likely a mobility issue and not necessarily a strength issue. There are different drills that we can do that test your strength. You know, can you do a split squat lunge? Can you lift up your leg and do that guy right there? Throughout the course of this video, I will show you progressions to get you there, but this video is for you if you go down and you feel like you can't quite get to the bottom of your pistol squat. So what we're talking about is ankle range of motion, and I'm going to take you through 10 steps of how to progress and mobilize and strengthen that in range of motion. So first thing we want to do, progression number one, is we want to foam roll your calves. Those have a direct correlation of restricting ankle dorsiflexion. We don't have to spend too long here, but on your own, you would spend a good 1 to 2 minutes kind of working that, flexing your foot, pointing it, all that good business. That is number one. Number two, ankle dorsiflexion. If I head over to my wall, I'm gonna stay right here so you can see me, is our ability for our knee to go forward and get a big stretch. Allowing the knee to go over the toe is what you're gonna need to have in order to get into that pistol squat progression. So number one, foam roll the calves. Number two, get a good stretch in the ankle dorsiflexion. Now we're gonna start progressing into the strength component of it. So call these little hovers. I want you to take your knee as far over as possible, and then we're gonna take this back knee off the ground. So we're gonna go here, hovering off the ground for about 10 seconds. And that is going to begin to train your brain and also your quads, the strength that is required to get into that pistol. So we're strengthening this ankle dorsiflexion. We're getting here, doing a 10-second hold. That is going to be step number three. Throughout each progression you see, we're going to gradually increase the difficulty, because you should always master the foundations with isometric holds and mobility before you start actually getting dynamic. Same thing applies with anything. You don't just start ripping out kipping pull-ups. You master strict pull-ups first, and then you can progress. And the same thing applies here. So the next thing I want to focus on is, that's a couple of strength exercises. Next, we need to just be able to get into a good bottom of our squat position. You can see that I got my hips below my knees, and I'm trying to actively pull my hips down below me. If you're unable to get into that position, as we get into more challenging skills, it's going to be harder for you to do that. So what you can do is you can grab onto something and use it as an assist, and now I can actually sit a lot more upright and have way better range of motion here, as opposed to there, I might want to fall back. And that same thing applies with the pistol squat. If you're getting down into your squat and you feel like you can't get here and you're just falling back, it is most likely an ankle dorsiflexion issue. If that is your biggest struggle and you're already having a difficult time getting into here, check out my free 3-day mobility course, to where you can focus on ankles, hips, T-spine. It's a free course that I created. It's all mobility drills. You can follow along with me just like this. I think it's 15 minutes a day, and mobility is what's going to unlock your performance. Because if you can't move well, you can't get into the position, you're going to have a lot harder time. Okay, back to it. So bottom squat. Next thing I want you to practice doing is, if you can get into a bottom squat, this is very hard, but can you begin to shift and transfer that weight? That's really difficult. You might need to get over here and kind of spend some time in the bottom here, just getting a good stretch, or maybe you rock side to side where you're stretching your ankles, but you're just trying to tell your body, hey, I want to get into this bottom position, and we got to have mad range of motion in order to do that. Another trick you could do is you could grab a plate out in front of you. You can come down. This is very helpful for some. You can see how much better I can get into that position with the weighted. Next progression we're going to do is start to train and use the pattern of the actual pistol squat. And what I want you to do is just start off really high. Single leg, stand it up. Then you can remove a box or remove a plate. Lower your box. Go in here, right? Now we're starting to get that pattern, starting to work on the actual strength. And lower that down until it would be definitely below the hip crease of your knee, your hip below your knee. But as soon as you start to get challenged and you can't get up, I want you to progress to this next thing, which is you probably need the weight again, but we're trying to now work that hip flexor, because you got to have that, like we train L-sits all the time in our programs, you got to be able to have that strong point position, otherwise your foot's not going to hit the ground. So these are bottom pulses. So we get down to the bottom here, we worked on that bottom position already, and now we're just beginning to raise the leg with no weight if possible, but that's quite challenging. Once you get to the bottom and just pulse out your legs. Takes us right into the next progression, which is now going to challenge your mobility going down. So you get stronger anytime you're working on eccentrics. So what I'm talking about here is I'm controlling down, 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 down. I run out of range, and then I'm gonna snap up and stay on one leg. So you're gonna quickly find out with this skill, does your knee buckle in when you try to stand up? Can you not get up? Do you not have the snap? And a couple things I want to encourage you to do is, as you go back, you want to get into a good candlestick position, which is here. You squeeze the glutes. So I'm very vertical. Squeeze the glutes, and then I can snap. Just like when we're doing toes to bars and all those things. Snap and pull down. If that's too big of a progression for you, of course, you can come down and just work on number 2 is going to be a good progression as well. Moving right into the next step, you can now practice actual weighted pistol squats. So we've done all the drills, you've mastered the foundations, and now what does it look like if we go here, and now can you start to get back with a little bit of a sequence. Again, the weight just helps give you more pull to help out your ankle dorsiflexion. You can, one thing I didn't mention, you have Olympic lifting heels or shoes that has it elevated so that it purposely is to get you into a better position. So you could even do that where you're putting your feet up here, and that would help you get a lot more upright. But the issue, like I said, is most likely your ankle range of motion. So if you haven't already, be sure to check down in the description, because I've got that free mobility course and I'll guide you through very specific here. Here I'm kind of throwing out all the different drills. It's kind of hard to, it's good information, but being able to strategically progress slowly is what you need. Last one, after you've done the weighted, can you just get down in there? Can you get the pistol on both sides of the trick? One side's always going to feel a little bit different. I'm feeling pretty good today, but work on your ankle range of motion, work on those progressions. That's what's going to help you always master the basics first and then increase your skills. That's what we do at K-Squared Fitness. So if you're new around here, like I said, like this video, comment down below if you had any questions on any tutorials, or if you want in-depth movement tutorials on each one of those progressions. I got those as well. And share is love. If you got a friend that's wanting to get better pistol squats, give us a shout out, help us spread the word about K-Squared Fitness. And if you're someone that's really fine-tuned and wanting to get better and want to get better at handstands, handstand walks, pistol squats, all those different things, then check down the description below. I'll also put a link to our gymnastics program, which is pretty sweet. It's my favorite stuff. You guys keep training hard, and I'll see you in the next one.